Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and we are yet at the start of another week today. How are the markets really going to pan out this entire week? What should be the investment strategy that you should adopt? And what are the stocks and sectors that are in focus today? All of that coming up over the next 5 to 7 odd minutes. I'm also joined by a very special guest. Miraj Vora joins in from IDBI Capital. Good morning, Miraj, and thank you so much for taking the time out on this discussion. We will speak about some specific stocks and investment strategies with you. But before that, let me quickly update all our viewers about the market opening today. So we've started Monday morning on a green note. The Sensex jumped 600 odd points at open. The Nifty opened higher than 16,500. Stocks like LIC, Sun Pharma, ONGC are in focus as well in case you want to talk about some specific sectors also. I think barring just slight muted trend in metals, rest all of them, even metals have pulled up now. All of the sectors are actually trading in handsome green. Talk about the Nifty Bank up by almost 1.2%, or the autos also rising up high. Realty is up 1.7% too. The IT index is the leading index right now, 2.5% uptick right there. The FMCG stocks are up by 1% too. 16,608 for the Nifty now, 1.5% uptick. Only two declines of the Nifty 50 stocks. Just about, let's say, JSW Steel or an NTPC is down in trade right now. Indices, HCL Tech, UPL, Grasim, Tata Motors, all of them up by 2 to 3% odd. Miraj, what are you making of this happy green morning that we've seen on Monday?
Good morning, Sakshi, and good morning to all the viewers. Yes, a happy green, and finally, after various attempts, we have gone past 16,400, and we have taken that in, with some amount of strength showing today. Now we have entered into that gap level which we created on 6th May. So I guess now Nifty will attempt to fill that gap and move towards 16,700, where the next bout of resistance may be there for overall Nifty. But interesting to see is that, in this all scenario, Bank Nifty is which is one index which was showing strength, and today it is taking a little bit of a backseat where, it is good that it is consolidating its gains. 36,000 is what it has also managed to surpass. So we feel that, there might be, a mild underperformance, not a very huge underperformance, but a mild underperformance or almost at par performance. That outperformance from Bank Nifty might not happen for next at least 3 to 4 trading sessions, where Nifty will take some catch up and they both will consolidate at around these levels. If that is done, then we may see that Nifty and Bank Nifty both attempting an fresh highs or towards 18,000 mark. Also, India VIX thing, which was a little bit of a worrying sign, has now replaced to around 21. So that is also positive.
Absolutely. So Nifty Bank both in the green zone right now. So between those two indices, if you have to take a pick, in the past few days, we have seen the Nifty Bank having a cleaner run. Now, the Nifty has also had a breakout level, like you pointed out, above that 16,400 mark. Which of the two would you be more confident of?
Right now, currently, would be more better to take a complete bet on Nifty, because that has still 150 points of gap to be filled. So that is one thing where, a little bit of a comforting level is there. So that gap level, if we see, then it was at around 16,700, 16,750 odd level. So that's still a little bit of gap for Nifty. So I would better take a bet on Nifty currently. And though we are at a very start of the expiry, it would be always better to take through options.
Right, absolutely. In terms of sectors, do you have any particular favorites as of now? We are seeing all the sectors trade in the green today. More strength in the IT names today, and also the banks and autos, they are pulling up. Realty is also pulling up right now. Any sector that gives you the confidence right ahead of a lot of macro data that is likely to come out in the first week, 10 days of the June as well, including the RBI policy? Where are your focus points on?
So the focus point mainly around the two broad themes, which would, be not playing only for this few days also, but going for next 2-3 months. If you look, agri and FMCG combination would be one theme which to be watched out for. We are entering into the monsoon season, so these fertilizer stocks and all, they come into focus, as well as FMCG into focus. So Chambal fertilizer is one which we are looking at very strongly. If we say, then if you want to call, then around 358 is currently where stock is trading. 349 can be a good stop loss, and 390 as a trading target.
Okay.
And HUL also is one which we are looking, which can show some very strong momentum. As a trading bet, you can put 29.90 as a stop loss and expect 2500 to be the first target.
Okay, understood that. So from the FMCG basket and fertilizer basket, you have the specific stocks where, targets and stop loss have been also shared with all the viewers right here. Miraj also wanted to speak about two specific other stocks too, on the back of earnings and news flows as well. One is Nykaa, the new age tech company that had listed, made a lot of noise. Investors made money on not just listing, but beyond that as well. But in the last 4 or 5 odd months, we've all seen slowdown happening in these new age listed companies. Now, post the earnings, what are you reading in the fine print, and does it offer any opportunity? And the second stock, then I will talk about United Spirits.
So first of all, for Nykaa, we don't expect these cash burning companies now to do very good. There was a way where funding was easily available and you were getting the valuations. But now, since liquidity is tightening, their new round of fundings might be either at a very lower valuations or would be very scarce to happen. So that is where these companies will face some problem. So these new listings or the new age companies, it is better to stay away from it currently. Let them come down to a justifiable valuation, because if I have to compare Nykaa, I can compare it with HUL, which is almost similar to it, where it sells FMCG products, but then the valuation gap is very huge, and a tried and tested company is much better.
Right. On United Spirits also, of course, the company has reported a consolidated profit decline of 12% to 178 crores for the March quarter, and because they were higher raw material, marketing expenses as well. Revenue, although showed a marginal growth of just about 1% or to 77-67 crores. There's news flow happening that the key products are being sold to another company from United Spirits, and the company would now be focused only on the premiumization products here. Your thoughts on United Spirits as well?
So one thing critically has happened into this space is which we have not realized, I guess, is that most of the states, specifically Maharashtra, is where they have been reducing duties on imported liquor, which is getting an impact on the Indian brand. And for USL, India is a big portfolio. So that is the reason, they have been hitting some on the margins. But since now they are also, countering this through premiumization, and frankly speaking, in this space, not much listed, but many breweries are coming up. So that way it's a very good space to be in. And I think that, if we feel another 5-10% of correction, this would be a very good bet to buy.
Okay, understood that. One more stock, and then we will go on to your last stock recommendation for the day too. One is the Adani Enterprises. Why I wanted to ask you this was because you have been bullish in the past. You've shared with all our viewers some defense-specific picks as well. And in the defense space, you are quite bullish at this point in time. Now, for Adani Enterprises, the trigger is that Adani Defense Systems and Technologies, which is a wholly owned subsidiary, has signed a definitive agreement to acquire 50% stake in General Aeronautics. And that happened on May 27. Now, the Adani Defense Systems and Technology shall leverage this its military drone, artificial intelligence capabilities to work with General Aeronautics. How do you really see this news panning out for Adani Enterprises?
So in the defense space, it looks really good, where private sectors are now taking participation. So what I have read, I have not completely gone through it, but what I read it out, it was that they would leverage it more for the farm drone technology, which PM had inaugurated few months back, and he was also there at a drone facility where to monitoring and all. So in that space, they would be currently given entry on UAV. I guess HAL is doing very well. And the other thing which I read is on the UAV, that is the drones, is that Indian drones are much preferred now than on the Chinese drone because of securities. So on a longer term, yes, that would benefit, because once you enter into an technology, India has always, used that in multiple areas. So that way it would be better for Adani Enterprises also. And yes, the stock has given good amount of retracement. So at around 2150, I guess it is a good buy for a longer term period, but you need to give it at least a year or 2 years to get in, because these defense agreements and deals take a longer time in our country.
Okay, absolutely understood that. And your last pick for the day, what would that be?
So last one is HDFC Life. So this is one stock, which we have been very bullish on after, that third wave has never come in, because it did see a hit on the first and second wave. And currently on a technical perspective, it is looking at a breakout. So at around 600 levels, it's a very good buy with 585 as a stop loss. And first target would be around 640.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you on that note, Miraj, for sharing with all our viewers specific stocks and strategies for the news-based stocks as well, and your recommendations and the overall insights into the market and the way it will pan out from here on. Thanks a lot for joining in.
Thank you, Sakshi.